At number 1 Siyuan Street, Shui-yuan Borough, Taipei, stands a gorgeous and elegant Baroque building. Within its bowels, this fan-shaped symmetrical building has quietly guarded the old pump works for more than a century. This is the birthplace of the Taipei water supply system a century ago, and a starting point for the modernization of Taipei City. It also represents a page in the history of the development of tap water in Taipei, and by extension, all of Taiwan. In 1885, Taiwan was established as a province of China. During the 6-year term of its first governor, Liu Mingchuan, a new policy of local improvement was launched. It involved a grand undertaking of a broad range of infrastructure projects. In view of water usage demand and drinking water hygiene, Liu in 1888 hired Japanese experts to drill wells in Taipei. The first Western-style artesian well in Taiwan was installed at the intersection of Hengyang Road and Chongqing South Road in today's Taipei. An iron pipe was drilled into the ground. The groundwater flowed up through the iron pipe and was then routed to a water storage tank. This marked the beginning of Taipei's municipal public water supply.
它的那个打井，我猜已经是开始机械凿井，知道要怎么打哪里，然后它就会非常的丰沛啊，所以下面的地压力就会把那个水像盆水一样就一直冒出来，然后让它存水啊。在都市里面配置的这样的地方来做这个公共消防的用水。
Clearly, the actions taken back then by Liu Mingchuan to begin supplying water via modernized infrastructure were also a kind of point-by-point approach to supplying public water. Modernized tap water facilities in Taipei date from the early days of the Japanese Colonial Era. In the battles to take control of Taiwan, the Japanese army incurred no more than 100 deaths or so due to fighting, while over 4,600 died due to illness. So clean water became an urgent need. In 1896, Goto Shinpei came to Taiwan to assist with improving sanitation. He recommended hiring a Scotch William K. Burton as a project technician to undertake surveys relevant to sanitation engineering and water main construction.
ただバルトン先生はスコットランドのエジンバラというところでエジンバラカレジエイトスクールというですね、ですから日本でも1886年に例えば東京では1日に300人もの人がこれらで死んでいく状態でした。その後日本にやってきて28の都市の上水道の設計をしました。バルトン先生を養成して、そしてバルトン先生が教授としてやってきました。優秀な学生たちが技術者に育ちました。日本の上水道整備の体制が整ったんです。
If we peruse the records of the Colonial Governor's Office collected by the Taiwan Historical Archive, before taking up the post of expert technician for sanitation facilities at the Governor's Office, Burton sent a telegram to Goto Shinpei explaining his difficulties.
Dear Dr. Goto, I find that I cannot get an able assistant to accept the position without some definite idea of what the arrangement is to be. Mr. Hermano, whom I should particularly like to take with me, says he would be willing to go with me, leaving the question of salary on one side.
Minsei 局技師、高等官6等、浜野彌四郎、衛生工事調査を嘱託す。初月手当150円を寄付す。
We've arrived in Taiwan. What a wonderful beginning. We have to immediately start our investigation.
In just over a month, the mentor and the apprentice rushed around to undertake a survey of sanitary facilities in an attempt to find solutions.
Sir, there's no dike in the Tanshui River. In the upstream tidal area, a great deal of refuse has collected on the riverbed.
Mr. Hamano, a great deal of debris has collected behind the dwellings. There is refuse throughout the environs in the water and on the land.
That September, Burton submitted a sanitation works survey report to the Colonial Governor's Office, explaining his recommendations for improving the sanitation of Taipei's streets.
The basis of the urban plan lies in improving the water supply and the sewer lines. The city's sanitation situation is quite severe. If there is to be infrastructure built, it will have to start from destruction. Before this, water usage in the early period was primary through drilling wells. The overflow from such drilled wells could be diverted to the public sewer to dilute the sewage. When the Taipei waterway is built in the future, it should have the surface water as its primary source.
In 1896, Burton and his assistant checked the outlying area around Taipei to find suitable water sources.
Now that the plum rains have ended, the weather seems to be getting hotter. We have already arrived at the upstream stretch of the Siyuan River.
The water here is very clear.
Oh, that sounds like shots from the valley.
Let's hide behind this boulder. Oh, sir, your face is flushed. And you have a fever? Have you come down with malaria? Let's first head back to there.
After 3 years of conducting surveys in Taiwan, Burton succumbed to an illness. And Hamano Miyoshi carried on his teacher's legacy by taking charge of constructing Taipei's supply system.
浜野さんはバルトン先生の教授時代の最後の愛弟子なんです。もちろん最も優れた学生であったということは当然言えることなんです。浜野さんはバルトン先生を大変尊敬していました。浜野彌四郎はバルトン先生の意思を継いだわけですね。そして、バルトン先生と2人で立てた計画を一つ一つ
Construction of the Taipei Waterway began in 1907. Among locations selected by Burton, Hamano settled upon constructing a water intake from the Xindian River at the foot of Guanyin Mountain in the Gongguan district of the city.
第一个是在淡水那边呢，它的水质是最好，但是呢，水量呢可能是不符。第二个就是在比较新店区上游，距离比较远，进水以后再输送到台北的这个都会区呢，是比较不符成本。那第三个呢，就是选取在我们现在的这个公馆进水的这个部分，这个新店溪呢，到了这个地方刚好是一个湾区的一个河湾，本身就有一个沉淀的一个作用，那相对的水质就比较好一些，所以就最后呢选在这个地方。
In 1909, the Taipei Water Pipeline water source was fully completed and began to supply 20,000 tons to 120,000 people in Taipei proper and the Mengjia and Daotacheng precincts. Taipei thus gained a modernized water supply system. Burton single-handedly drew up blueprints for Taipei's water mains. A commemorative bronze statue of him was officially unveiled on the 20th anniversary of his death. Taiwan's daily newspaper of the era hailed Burton in big type as the great benefactor of the Taipei water pipeline. From the right-hand bank of Xindian River, the facility captured raw water, which was conducted by natural gravity to a diverted water well behind the pump house. Then, through a semi-underground indoor raw water pumping unit, the water was pumped to a watershed midway up the mountain, and then flowed down into a circular sedimentation reservoir 51 meters in diameter, in which large suspended particles were precipitated out. The upper layer of clear water was then diverted into a square filtering reservoir beneath to be filtered, after which natural gravity then caused it to flow back to the pump house to be pumped up to the Guanyin Mountain water reservoir at a height of 40 meters. This was then metered through a water stilling chamber and distributed by gravity flow along a long water main to each user household.
在这边最重要的一个精神就是高层差，利用这个高度的落差，就是用自然重力流到所谓的沉淀到过滤，它可以节省当时的电力使用。那沉淀池运用的科学原理就是利用比重比水重的悬浮粒子，比较大型的，在这一道程序就可以沉淀下去。那过滤就是铺了砂层，那去过滤水中更细小的粒子，让这个水达到洁净的效果。
The pump house is the heart of the entire waterworks facility. It constitutes the core motive force for drawing in raw water and emitting clean water. To give the public peace of mind regarding the use of water and to become familiar with this advanced pipeline for supplying water, a gorgeous and elegant building was constructed around the pump house.
系统是为什么盖这么美？那在当时的这个《日日新报》曾经报道过，当时的临时水道科科长高长成次郎，因为要引进对台北人全新的用水设施，所以他觉得，美的事物可以提升大家对于这个设施的信心。
这个建筑物虽然规模不大，但是它的动态感跟气势，就是可以满足当时由官方在主导自来水政策这样子的一个雄心壮志的表征。
The pump house is typical of the work of Japanese architect Moriyama Matsuo during the early period of Taiwan's modern history. The name of the designer is still clearly visible on the architectural drawings that have survived to this very day.
其实深山松之助在日本本土已经非常的有名了。那当时候他毕业设计是他们班上第1名啊，然后他又念了研究所去学习那个设备方面。所以他是一个在美学跟技术方面都非常上手的一个设计师啊。当时候他来到台湾，主要是为了台湾总督府的净土啊，所以他在这个期间呢，一方面参加净土，一方面呢他就兼着做了蛮多的设计案。
The exterior of the pump house is fan-shaped, with a row of towering Greco-Roman columns on the front, exquisite medallions on the stigma, turrets on both sides of the building, and elaborate obelisks, gables, and domes. This fully manifests a neoclassical architectural style.
深山松之助本身是一个对于建筑构造跟材料非常具有实验跟企图心的一个建筑师啊。那它采用了一个弧面的弧形的曲面，让它看起来有一种巴洛克的动感。虽然外观是古典的，但是内部的钢筋混凝土让它机具在运转的时候，整个构造是非常的坚固。那另外在运转的时候会产生的高温和高热呢，就是透过了地下的排热孔，然后从前面的花台，就是让这些热气散出，以及我们看到它的长窗。就是热气往上升，也是可以从这些窗户排出去。为了怕那些玻璃破掉，我们可以看到在玻璃分割上面是用比较小块的造型，让它看起来也有一点古典花纹的装饰。
The clean water cistern on Guanyin Mountain has a unique appearance with a square but elegant layout. This is the oldest clean water reservoir in Taipei. It was built with the most advanced reinforced concrete at the time, with an excavated semi-basement structure. To ensure water quality, there are many ingenious designs from the inside out.
整个底下呢，它是用 A、B 2槽，然后呢，另外一个当做预备的。到了后来呢，也会考虑到彼此之间的调配使用。基本上呢，为了保持水源的干净呢，有这种导水墙的这样的一个设施，让水在里头能够活动啊，表面在覆土，避免污染。顶上再加上这种通风的设施，这个通气孔呢，它是用螺旋形的方式，外部的空气要旋转进去，那可以做一个循环跟调节。我想这个是一个维持水池的一定的清洁的一种方式。
However, as Taipei continued to grow in population and size, by the 4th year after the Taipei Waterworks facility opened, it had reached full capacity, and the first expansion project was begun in the additional space set aside in the park. The Colonial Governor's Office also undertook a review of its water supply policy, shifting from its originally gratis water supply system to a metered one to reduce household water consumption by charging for usage.
随着这个用水的人口越来越多，那需求越来越高，尤其是在夏季尖峰用水的时候，造成水量不足。那一直到了1925年呢，就把这个放任积水的方式改成所谓的这个计量积水。有一张报纸上面特别的刊登，有一个日本和服的女生，那她特别拿了一个水桶以及一个所谓的水表，提醒民众这个计量吸水式的时代来临。
In 1925, the population of Taipei City broke through the 200,000 level, and the entire city expanded to the east on a large scale. Public use of water was tight, and it was imperative to find new water sources. In 1927, the Taipei Waterworks launched its second expansion project, with plans to construct the Caoshan water pipeline system using the clean and abundant underground springs south of Datun Mountain. The supervisor of the review, Sato Fujijiro, was also a student of Burton. He was responsible for the overall design policy in the first draft of Nagano-yuki's design.
先生、これが一番初めに私の計画した草山水道の設計図です。
長野君、水質検査からしてもここの湧き水の水質は素晴らしい。被爆処置だけで十分だ。沈殿ろ過は必要ではないだろう。
八田洋一さんと市川雄一さんは大屯山で3カ所の湧き水を実地調査した後、1つ目と3つ目の湧き水の量が豊富なので優先して使用することを提案したのです。
なるほど。第一水源は海抜541メートル、第三水源は海抜303メートルある。ここはまさに台北高地において稀に見る天の恵みだ。高落差を利用して水力発電を行い、水道の設計において高圧交換を使って水圧に対処することを提案するよ。また産地であり多くの硫黄の噴出口があり、かつ少なからない渓谷もある。そのため鉄筋コンクリートの水道橋を仮設し、市内に送水しよう。
After 4 years, the Caoshan water pipeline was completed in 1932, adding nearly 30,000 metric tons of water per day. In 1943, a fourth water source was opened. Water from the clear springs flows through the pipeline bridge skirting them via a waterway spanning a deep valley, before feeding into the Yuanshan water reservoir at the foot of Yuanshan. Then it passes over the Jilong River via the Meiji Bridge before arriving in Taipei. The Caoshan pipeline then meets up with the Taipei water pipeline at Guting District, linking together north and south pipelines to ensure that Taipei's water supply is worry-free. The engineering challenge of safely conveying the water down the mountain from a height of 541 meters was much more daunting than that of the Taipei water pipeline. The Yuanshan Water Shrine commemorates those who perished during construction of the Caoshan water pipeline and has inscribed prayers for smooth operation of the pipeline. Providing a clean and convenient water supply is an important earmark of modern urban civilization. The population of Taipei increased greatly after the Second World War, and 5 phases of water supply expansion projects were launched. This included the construction of the Lishui pumping station and construction of the Lushan quick filter water purification field. In 1977, the downstream stretch of the Xindian River became increasingly polluted. The water intake was then moved upstream, and the Taipei Waterworks facility was decommissioned.
在我刚刚进来58年还在用，那时候一方面从新店区打水进来，另一方面清潭跟直潭还在做，那时候发展很快，这个慢力绝对不够用，沉淀池跟过滤池 通通把它拆掉。那曼粒子混凝土的很硬的，那打 brick 都非常困难的啦。100多年来的这些工程做得这么好。
To ensure the quality and sustainability of water sources for the Greater Taipei area, the government in 1978 designated the upper reaches of the Xindian River as a water source protection area, the first such protection area established in Taiwan. In 1987, the Feitsui Reservoir was completed and became a stable reserve source for the Greater Taipei metropolitan area. At present, Taipei has 5 water treatment sites: Gongguan, Changxing, Zhitan, Shuangxi, and Yangning. These jointly form a dense water supply network.
人口增加到什么时候，需要的水量多少？那我们所做的这个自来水的扩建，总是早一步到位。
In 1945, the tap water penetration rate in Taipei was only 22%. Nowadays, it is 99.66%, and the underground water supply network exceeds 6,200 kilometers. More than 2.3 million tons of water is supplied every day, providing 5 million people with drinking water. This far exceeds the original 20,000 tons over a century ago. Traversing the history of Taipei's tap water development attests to the trajectory of Taipei City's expansion and development. As one walks into the tall and bright pump house, the high arched space does not have a single column. Sunlight streams in from the window frames on both sides, as if coalescing time and space. The old black water pumps no longer bear the responsibility of pumping raw water and transporting clean water. This has become a national third-level monument, and thus a drinking water museum. Together with the Guanyin Mountain Reservoir, Water Stillment Room, and Li Shui Pumping Station, it is connected to today's Taipei Water Park. The Caoshan water pipeline still maintains its function of 100 years ago in supplying water. It was designated as a historic monument in 2004 and was systematically preserved, becoming the first water pipeline living monument in Taiwan that remains in operation.
它是象征了台湾整个都市的进步啊，有了这样的自来水的系统、卫生的工程，才能够确保都市里面人的这个健康。
The Taipei Water Pipeline and Caoshan Water Pipeline have become cultural assets of Taipei and, by extension, Taiwan. From this look at the earliest facility, we have come to understand where drinking water comes and where it goes. Only by cherishing and being thankful for the history of those sources can we recognize water for what it is, learn about it, realize its role in our lives, and then cherish, love, and protect it, thereby reviving the harmonious symbiosis between mankind and water.